God, this cocaine is burning my nose.
I know. I want some cocaine too. Oh, guys, just drink water. Sorry. Wasn't saying a whole lot. I can hear myself. Yikes. Let me just change that really quick. Oh my God. Shut up, Nick.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. People, it's a chat attack. How you doing? Midnight chat attack. Or just a chat attack. Call it whatever you want to call it. I don't give a shit.
Attacking the chat somewhere across the country.
Someone's being attacked. I don't know who it is. My ears are getting attacked by that goddamn notifications.
Damn right, and I'm being attacked right now. I'm being notified of the attack.
Why are there notifications going on? I'm supposed to yell just because that's what Alan does, and Alan's not here right now because he's asleep.
Alan only does that because he has no real power in real life because he's like 5'10", and no one respects him.
You do know 5'10" is literally 5'10"? Your height. That's your height, Ganja. You fucking idiot.
Look.
Alan has no power. He's like 10'4".
Alan has no power. He's like Godzilla. He's like that tall son of a bitch.
I meant that shit in Asian math, all right? So it's different.
I gotta say, that's a nice change from when we're usually talking shit about Alan, and now we're saying he's like one of the tallest people in this fucking call. Good job. That was very nice of you. I really appreciate it.
Alan's tall enough to play basketball now. Like, what fucking power does he have?
Look, would you believe me if I told you that I failed math class numerous times?
By the way, too, I'm just gonna go full on just talking shit. By the way, Gary, how you doing, man? Thank you for watching. I know lots of other people are probably gonna be watching on Facebook and everything too, which is really cool. Which, by the way, I don't know if you did this last time, but once again, thank you to Gameboy SP13 for subscribing and following us. Very much appreciated. Adrian, how you doing too? Now let's get into fuck being all nice and thanking people and all that shit. I'm gonna talk some shit really quick because he ain't gonna watch this most likely, but I would like you guys to share this with him. I just went on Facebook and I see that Patrick Gertz is posting up about this E.T. thing, saying seeing this scene in the theater broke me. You guys know Patrick Gertz. You guys know that this dude never cries about anything. He's not a really emotional guy. He doesn't really emote too often. That we know of. But I'm looking over here and I'm like, am I the only one who's kind of looking at this laughably, saying like, how the fuck did this affect you emotionally? I mean, Ganja.
I got a question. So you're basically like, looking at this Facebook post where this man's like, "Oh my God, this just got my emotion. It takes me back to nostalgia of being a kid and just feeling this bond with this character, and I even felt that emotion to this day." Cut to Nick just looking at this comment and being like, "Ha ha, this motherfucker's a bitch. He always laughing on people's heartache. G.E.T. this trash ass movie. It's E.T. man. Like, what do you expect? That's like getting mad at someone for crying to like one of the Rugrats films."
See, okay, I agree with that almost, but that's the thing that kind of bothers me a little bit too. Is like this dude usually doesn't get affected by some of these things, and I feel like, this came out so at the perfect time that people still look at it like they're still affected by it. Like, it's kind of weird because I've been affected by Terminator 2. Like I told you before, I cried my fucking ass off. I was a little bitch with Terminator 2, right? But then, after seeing it 1,000 times, and then obviously with its re-releases, etc., there's been so many other things that have taken away aspects of Terminator 2, etc., where it's like I've seen that done better now. Like, I have no problem admitting that things have done that whole ending a lot better and has affected me more. Iron Giant being one of them. That was way super emotional. So, like, I don't cry at Terminator 2 anymore. It doesn't affect me anymore. And it's almost like I'm kind of wondering, do people still just, like, does nostalgia still have the effect on you where you'll still be upset when like things that you know is going to happen happens?
That's an interesting question, but to continue on the topic of Grinch doesn't have a soul, this motherfucker does have the image of being the Grinch, so I can't blame you 100% for just wanting to jump on him now there's a chance that he's showing emotion. But this is why the motherfucker's a Grinch, because the minute he shows emotions, people like you and they come with the dagger and just stabs the motherfucker in his Grinchy heart.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It's, I'm like a Grinch too. Like certain things make me cry as well. Oh my God, Baby Lotion Motion over here. He's saying, "Come on, Nick. E.T. didn't make you cry as a kid." No, it didn't. I actually was laughing.
That brings me to our second point. I want to ask you. You as a kid, is there any film, TV show, fucking music video, drama, anything, fucking even a fucking book you read that still has the same emotional impact that it does then for you now, like crying, anger, frustration? Just something that gives you an emotional response.
When it comes to like rape stuff, it kind of still affects me in the anger motion, or even like American History X. There's a part where Edward Norton's character, even though he's a racist, KKK, Nazi, apologist dude, I don't like when that character gets raped. Rape is just fucked up in general.
Look, we can bash the fash. We don't have to take their cheeks.
But then another thing too is this music video from Metallica, The Unforgiven, and it's an old man who's like slowly dying in his hole. It's almost like it's kind of comedic when you think about it, because like this dude went and lived for 80 years and not die before then. You would die of hunger before fucking old age. But the thing is, though, it's like seeing old people in dire situations or being hurt or being just dying of loneliness and age gets me. Grumpy old man gets me. And like I said, like rape always gets me. But Jed, I'm gonna ask you really quick. Same question that Ganja asked. Like, is there anything from back in your day that still affects you just as much as it did back then?
Nostalgia really doesn't work on me.
Mm-hmm.
So
you ain't shit.
No, because like if I see something twice, like I already know what's coming. It's just like, why even cry at this? I don't really even cry at like movies anywhere, TV shows and shit, because it's just like it ain't real most of the time. It's just like I don't care. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I've never seen E.T. I don't know what fucking Girth is feeling. I've never seen the fucking movie.
Now, see, I never seen it too. That's the thing. I never seen it either. But I did watch the ending, and it didn't have effect. And I know that I had to watch the entire movie to actually understand why it would probably affect me in a sense. But at the same time, like, I don't understand how even still, like, let's just say that it was emotional. Like, it was a really, really good ending or whatever, right? Because everybody else says it, so I'm just going to believe everybody. Still, like, this dude didn't get emotional for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. He didn't get emotional for anything off Infinity War Adventures Endgame. Nothing affects him. So why the fuck did this stupid alien do? Like, I have
E.T. phone home, motherfucker.
Did it affect you as much as it affected Gertz?
No. E.T. I cried just because like I was a 5-year-old, but E.T. now dying, I feel sad just because like it's a character that's an innocent character that's losing a life. That's just on the basic, human emotion of like, oh, I feel bad for that creature that's losing its life. But when it comes to like a big emotional impact, there's only like 3 or 4 of them that I can think of right off the top of the head. The biggest one is Land Before Time when his mom dies.
Oh yeah,
and it's right after the T-Rex scene, and it's got him going mother, and it's just that quiet, like very somber music playing.
Yeah.
And then she goes into like basically describing how she's gonna go to heaven in like a few minutes, and it's pretty fucked up, and it makes you still cry as an adult. The second one is kind of cheesy. I still get a little teary-eyed when Chucky's mom dies. I don't know what's the animation features back then killing the moms. I think it's because Walt Disney accidentally killed his mom with a gas leak that he felt regretful, so he put in the movies. But moms be disappearing in the old animation stuff.
Yeah.
And third and final, like, because I got more I can go into, but this one still gets me. I get a little teary-eyed when with the Prince of Egypt when Moses meets Jesus. No, not Jesus, God.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way God is portraying that is not, it's more spiritual than it is biblical. So like there's some Bible quotes here and there, but it's more of the sense of like, it's the energy of humanity that he's speaking of. And it feels more powerful than just like, hey, I'm talking to the burning bush and he's going to tell me, go on to free my people and hate gays.
Damn. Yeah, you're right though. There's a lot of stuff when it comes to biblical like rules or whatever laws of the Bible that's kind of like, yeah, this is questionable stuff, as well as like it kind of takes you out of it just to know how fucked up certain things can be. But
and also Moses is the first superhero story. Come at me.
No, but here's the thing too: is like when it comes to that. Ooh, Babe Ocean saying, "So you guys didn't cry during Click?" No, I did. I cried during Click. That was an emotional scene.
Oh shit! That's another one. Thank you for reminding Baby Lotion. When he's at the fucking crawling on the floor and he's reaching out for his son.
Yeah, and that note.
Yeah. Ooh, that shit got me because I'm somebody that likes to skip time sometimes. So this
wait,
is like,
hold on. You're a motherfucker likes to skip time. Yeah, let me see your remote, motherfucker. I want to get what's gonna happen with the chat attack next.
Hold on. I'm about to skip 5 months. Give me a second.
I fucking love that shit.
I'm in the future now, man.
I'm telling you, I've been saying this for a while, man. God really likes Ganja because this motherfucker now has a time remote. He's like, yeah, I relate to that. I like to skip time sometimes.
Like, I mean, like in terms of depression and just skipping days, not doing anything, just playing a game you played for like the 100th time, and you're just trying to waste the day away because you don't got anything to do or you're just stuck in your emotions. Yeah. I mean, that type of time skip, not actually like the fucking remote.
Yeah, motherfucker got some time stone and shit over here, like snatching that shit away from Thanos and fucking Doctor Strange and everything. No, Jad over here is ready to go off on both of us because of she hates Adam Sandler's character so much and just him in general.
I hate that fucking movie. Like, I did not see what you guys saw. I hated his fucking character. I did not care what the fuck happened to him. It was I did not find that shit sad.
The entire film is a redemption story though. Like you're supposed to kind of hate him for quite a bit there. You got to forgive him
until the very end, where like his whole journey was so fucking whack. Like it wasn't until the very end where he's like, "Oh, I gotta change something." No, it's just like before that. It's really it's really not a good journey at all. And he's still an asshole through most of it. And just like,
Just
it's
as
already
mad
played.
he
I
skipped
don't care.
over foreplay and went straight to sex.
Nah, I don't really care for that. I don't think, although I do think Adam Sandler shouldn't deserve good sex anyway. But that movie just was not good.
I can kind of see what you mean in that sense, where it's like,
I
yeah,
can't. She's wrong.
well, because I like the movie, but you had to understand that, like, okay, like technically what she just said is something that I can't even argue because that's the point. That's the plot, basically. Is like this
It
guy
didn't
fucking
help
sucks.
that right after I saw fucking Grown Ups too, so that just made it way worse.
Yeah, and that's the only thing I have against you. If it wasn't for the fact that you just had this preconceived notion that you just fucking hate Adam Sandler, especially
I
around
don't
this
hate those
time.
movies. I really don't. Like the
Look,
recent
look.
ones have been absolute trash. I hate
Yeah.
Click. I hate fucking Grown Ups too. I do like The Wedding Singer and what is it, 50 First Dates, and sort of Billy Madison. And I think that's about it.
If you didn't hate Adam Sandler, watching Grown Ups 2 and then going straight to this one, I could see why you didn't have time.
I watched Grown Ups 2 after.
Because, okay. All right. Man, you should have been more happy because Click is way better than Grown Ups.
No!
Yes!
They're both the fucking thing. They're both pretty fucking terrible.
There's no way they're the same. I have to disagree.
They're both terrible movies. That is not a good movie. Plus, all the movies we have now that does that shit way fucking better. Hell no! Throw that fucking movie in the trash.
All right, really quick though, Jet. Conceptually, if it wasn't Adam Sandler and it wasn't this goofy comedy where he's an asshole, the concept of moving back and forth between time and then accidentally fucking up the algorithm of that to the point where you just skip through your entire life and everyone moves on without you, isn't that emotional? Just that alone, just that concept.
It is a smart concept, but the thing is, even if you replace Adam Sandler with someone else, this movie still wouldn't be good.
In this particular movie, the template of what this movie was, I agree with you, but I feel like I hope someone does this again. I really, really want this story to actually happen because that is important. Like, we deal with that all the time. Like, even now, like, I'm sure, we wish we knew what kind of job we would have, if we would have a job, if we have a promotion, how the chat tech would be doing.
I wish I felt something for these characters that he's basically forcing us to basically, like, have a connection with, even though he skipped through most of it. It's just like, yeah, I know that's a thing that's supposed to happen with the movie, but if you're skipping past some of the development with the fucking characters, how am I supposed to feel the same way they do when you die?
Well, that's the thing. Like, he's skipping. Like, the reason why it's sad is because for him, they've been developed because he cares about them. But for us,
we haven't saw shit. So why am I supposed to feel sad for when this dude dies or what they're feeling when he dies?
Because we feel for Adam because Adam Sandler, he's dead.
How am I supposed to feel sad? Why am I supposed to feel sad for Adam when he skipped past most of his kids and didn't get sad until he was about to die?
Because
I don't care about this motherfucker.
But we live with him. We were with him the entire time.
That was not me. I left. That wasn't me. I saw where he was going.
The point is, Click is a great movie, and they should make a sequel.
Yeah, no, I think so too. But no, and then really quick, I know we're like starting off sad, but I like sad. Someone
I do
brought
too.
up.
I don't like stupid sad though.
Someone brought up Mufasa dying in Lion King, and that right there was probably a scene that might still give me to this day. I haven't watched this movie all the way again yet. I saw a bunch when I was a kid. I saw it 100 times when I was a kid. But this, like, I haven't watched it again as an adult, so all I remember from this is me crying every single time I saw this. Maybe if I watched it again, maybe it won't be as effective. But how about you guys? Like, what y'all think about Mufasa's death?
Okay, I got a story about this, Jet. So if you want to go first, go ahead.
How am I supposed to feel about it? Like, that never really got me as a kid. Like, it was a sad scene, but that never really got me.
Gotcha. How about you, sir?
Okay, so the reason I had Jet go first is I actually have a story with this death scene. When I was young, yeah, I felt bad. I felt bad for Simba, but I never cried. It was never one that really got me by my heart. But we're, I think it was either middle school or like right at 5th grade. It's either right around that age group. We're watching basically Lion King, and this is when I was like at the height of my most badassery, like shit talking. And I just wanted to say like dark shit for no reason. I was on the edgelord shit. I'll be honest. And we're hanging out while we're watching the movie, and it gets to the scene where Mufasa like is dead, and Simba's like bumping on him like, "Dad, wake up! Dad, wake up!" I don't know what compelled me to do this besides my assholery, but I just yell out, "Yo, what if he falls into his stomach?"
Oh God!
And there was like some kids that got what I was doing, and they laughed, but the teacher got highly offended and pulled me aside to the desk. Was like, "I really still lost my dad I was feeling for the character, and you're just making a joke of it. Like, what if some kids here lost their dad, and you're just making fun of the situation? In my head, I didn't say this out loud because I didn't want to get detention for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
But in my head, I was like, "Fuck your dad!" Like, how am I supposed to know that?
Yeah, but at the same time, man, that shit was effective as fuck. Like, I'm actually on the teacher side in a sense, but at the same time, too, it's like, and that's like another thing too that I've noticed, even with the after hours we do, or if we're watching something in the movie theater. Sometimes people don't want to be taken out of the zone of what the movie's supposed to be putting you through. And in my opinion, I'm like, dude, sometimes I just want to like watch a movie and have fun. I don't want to be as sad as what the movie wants me to be, because that's a bad feeling. Sad is actually a negative emotion. That's something that brings you down. I want to be up. So like, fuck your teacher just for being like, hey, hold on, you're having too good of a goddamn time over there with you fucking laughing at Mufasa. It's like, it's a fucking cartoon. I can make a joke. Fuck you, lady.
No, it's Ganja. I would have told him the same thing.
Yeah, probably.
Also, you're fired. What are you doing here?
Oh God.
What are you talking about? You work for me.
All right, I'm not gonna have you two fucking Tweedledums go back and forth with your fucking joke. Okay, welcome, Alan. How you doing?
Alan, what do you think about Click?
Click? Isn't that shitty Adam Sandler movie?
Yep.
Well, there you go. Talking shit right out of the gate. No,
You asked me a question about a shitty
Just
Adam
dick
Sandler
out,
movie.
like,
I'm gonna
first
give
thing.
you... Oh, what? Does Dick like it or something?
He's like that roommate that just walks in the living room while you're eating your cereal with his just morning hard on, just like has no shame about hiding it.
You just told a story about how you made fun of a death scene and got called out for it because your joke sucked.
And I got mad about the teacher calling me out. So what's the point here?
Your joke sucks.
Fuck,
Even when you were a
her
kid.
and my dad. I mean, my dad.
Wow.
Holy shit! I'm telling you.
You-
So,
You know?
so just fuck behind your dad, everybody. Fuck her and fuck my dad.
Perfect.
I'm literally dizzy from fucking just laughing. God damn. God.
Fuck that cartoon dad. Fuck my own dad. And fuck her dad. I fucking can't stand these
Fuck my
daddies.
mom. Fuck my dad. Fuck my pet. Fuck me.
Ganja did his shit for Father's Day. He just yelled at everyone.
Happy Festivus. But anyway, so moving on, dude. Jesus Christ, that was interesting. So,
That's 2 for 2 for Click.
Oh, God.
And that's 1 for Ganja for fuck his dad.
Fuck you. Fuck you. You're not cool, and fuck you too. God damn, it's like Ganja just quit. He just told her before he walked out the door.
Well, his brain quit.
He certainly fucking did. Moving on though, something that's basically
Certainly fuck his dad though.
his dad's an asshole apparently, and he can't breathe.
Fuck you, Mufasa, and fuck my own dad. Can't fucking stand these fucking dads.
Let's all make a joke about Ganja now that he's dying because he can't breathe. Before
Yeah,
he
he
Tired
does
of these
himself.
fucking daddies.
Help me.
really quick before while he's recuperating, I do want to talk about something before we move into the next topic. JP's talking about how apparently he's talking about depressing movies, or we were talking about that, and yeah, Iron Giant. I did bring it up earlier. Yeah, that was very effective for me. And since we're still on this, right before we get the fuck out of it, depression movies. Has there been anything, Alan, from back in your childhood days that still affects you in a negative emotion as much as it does now? Like, do you still feel now what you did when you were a kid?
I can never watch Land Before Time ever again.
Okay, yeah, and we did touch on that. That was some sad ass shit. That was
Like
fucked
the
up.
thing is that none of them ever like. I can't think of. I'm not saying, oh, I'm the most badass person in the world like Ganja over here. None of the movies ever really made me like cry like to that point. They made me super sad. Like I think the Lion King, the Mufasa getting killed, that's a sad scene. I think the one from the Land Before Time is for me personally way more sad. But none of the ones ever really made. No movies ever really made me cry. It's just they've gotten to a point where I'm like I'm really really sad.
Mm-hmm. By the way, too, I want to bring this up too. My bad, everyone. I wasn't looking over here in the YouTube chat. Fan to be saying, like, you know what's more fucking sad? Is he's not paying attention to the YouTube chat. So yeah, sorry about that. But all you guys in here are fucking awesome. I'll make sure to keep looking at this because usually when I do, no one's in here. I'm always like, oh, hey, YouTube chat. Puts me in a bad mood, makes me want to cry, and then tell off my dad like Ganja does. So, anyways. One thing I do want to bring up though, and it's sad for some people, definitely not sad for fucking me. Apparently, The Office is not going to be on Netflix anymore. Apparently, NBC Universal's going to have their own streaming platform to take The Office.
Oh,
which,
thank God.
See, okay, why you say thank God first of all?
Because
Well,
he has to fucking.
Mostly because I hate The Office, and two, I like fucking around with Alan with The Office.
Okay, and context-wise, Alan, do you like The Office a lot?
I love The Office. I think The Office is a really great, interesting show about the workplace. But because the main characters aren't talking about shit and having sex in the closet, Ganja hates it.
Yeah, I think Ganja likes that. I mean,
No,
he says
instead they're having weird, like impromptu, like shootouts with paintball guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
You never do dumb shit
Get
at your
this
job.
childish shit out of here.
Oh fuck you! You're the most childish person I know.
Yeah.
Well, if the shit ain't like Malcolm in the Middle, you could go eat a dick. All
Oh
right.
fuck Malcolm.
Oh, okay, now why you don't like Malcolm in the Middle now? Good.
Because again, it was one of the shows where I grew up when I only watched it because it was on television, and it was just every episode is how miserable is this kid's life. I'm like, my life is miserable as a kid. I don't need to watch your miserable bullshit.
Hey, sometimes your form of escapism is laughing at other people's depression.
I don't laugh at other people's depression because the shit that kid was going through, I was going through. I'm like, I don't need to see this shit on television.
I don't know, man.
It's unfair.
Everything
Alan.
sucks.
Can you repeat the question? You're not the boss of me now.
Everyone knows the theme song.
Oh my god, yeah. Ruth was the same.
Apparently, except for Frankie Muniz.
Ruth was saying, why are you asking Alan why he hates things? How do you hate things so much? Like, wait, I don't hate as many things as fucking Alan
Oh my
does,
god,
not at
that's
all.
fucking ducking discussion again.
It's not even a discussion. I'm just responding. But yeah, I definitely.
Alan hates more. You hate it
Shut the fuck up. You shut up too, Ruthless.
Okay, but you did respond
Oh,
in the
no.
sense that I was going to extend the conversation. Though. I was just responding to the comment. You were like, no.
I knew it was gonna happen. It's the same thing. We do this every time.
But no, what you call it too? There's so many topics inside the chat, but I'll bring them up later on too. So sorry, JP, if I do pass over a couple of your questions over there. But as far as The Office goes, like, yeah, I'm just so surprised, like, whether or not I like the show or do like the show or don't, whatever the fuck, I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. I don't think that this show is big enough right now to even be worth like a huge topic on Screen Rant, Variety, etc. Like NBC Universal is using this as a big ass like, I guess like weapon in the holster. Like, holy shit, we're gonna take The Office. Like, people are actually kind of upset about this, and I'm so surprised as to why. Like, I don't know if it's because of the like the binge culture nature of just like leaving The Office on while you go to sleep, like that background noise type shit.
Well,
I mean,
the thing is
Like Penelope going to sleep right now.
yeah, pretty literally going to bed. The thing about The Office is like, again, it's like Friends. It's everyone fucking watched it. Everyone fucking loved it, and it was so synonymous with Netflix that every time people were making jokes about Netflix and chill, that always use The Office. It is such a synonymous. Like Netflix and The Office are basically like, we go to Netflix for The Office. They are always synonymous. So the fact that they're buying it up is because the syndication, it probably ends in 2021 because that's when it's gonna leave. And NBC is like, no, fuck it, we'll buy it because again, people love this fucking show and they love to rewatch it. It's such an easy show to binge. I've binged the entire like 9 seasons in like 2 weeks because like they're 20-minute episodes and they're hilarious and you can watch them in almost whatever order you want. So yeah, you can just throw it on repeat or random. And it'll be good. So it's like NBC's like, well, we're gonna make our own streaming service. Let's have The Office on there, one of the most binge watched shows ever.
Yeah, and then like on topic of just binge watching shit or whatever things to leave on while you're trying to go to bed at night, JP mentioned a big one, Impractical Jokers, and I'm kind of wondering like, why isn't anybody using something like this or even podcasts to win the others over? Like, if The Office is such a big deal, why can't we? Why is people trying to buy off true TV content like Adam Ruins Everything? Shit that's just.
Let's be honest here. We all know the reason why people are going to be upset that The Office is being taken off of Netflix. They need something in the background to basically fuck to. They don't want Impractical Jokers going on to where there's a laugh shit going on in the background and shit while you're fucking like, stop laughing at me,
Larry.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's like,
I know my balls are weird, Larry. Don't be laughing about it.
The thing is, it's like, people enjoy, people enjoy those shows. Yeah, well, that too, obviously. Except if Conjure's involved. So the thing is, people enjoy Impractical Jokers and all those shows too, but like, no one gives a fuck about Adam Ruins Everything to the extent they care about even like shows like Parks and Rec. I think Ryan's saying in the YouTube chat, or The Office. It's like those are the biggest comedy shows ever. Where it's like it's very niche. Like it has its audience, but like no one's paying like $500 million for Impractical Jokers on anywhere.
The only reason The Office is selling so much is because one, it was big on the meme market. People recognize it mostly from all the stuff that gets shared on Facebook, especially between the main character. I don't know any of the shit from The Office, so I'm not gonna pretend to. But when it comes to the bald dude and the one character that's from the fucking Cable Man show, like you got, it's just so memeable that people recognize it even if they have never watched The Office. So when it comes to that, it has a lot of popularity still. So I get why they spent so much on it to get in there, and such a niche and such a hipster ass show that people that watch The Office, they watch it like over and over again. They watch different seasons. They put on their favorite episode. It's almost on the same level of The Simpsons, South Park, and other shows like that.
Yeah.
Oh, he has a point. I actually never.
It's a hipster show though.
It's not because Gotcha thinks
Every
it's a hipster show.
hipster I ever fucking met tries to sell The Office to me, except Alan.
Well, no, but I even get the same thing from South Park too. Like South Park's another one where people.
South Park? I never seen that one.
What?
Nothing.
Okay. All right.
Anyway,
Thank you,
so
sir.
that's what that show was.
But South
You're
Park
welcome.
is one of the situations too where I think many people, try to push down other people too, and I feel like, something that's as small as this in scale. I mean, dude, South Park is a pretty chill, tiny, fucking little thing. Like it doesn't cost a lot of money. It doesn't need a big budget to even exist. But I think that it's that culture of just, hey, it's a thing, it's on, just put it on. Same thing with Cops. I don't know if you guys watched like the Paramount Network or Spike TV before. I mean, that's what it was before Paramount took it over. But like Cops and Bar Rescue were the two shows that were just destroying. They were on every hour of the fucking day. On A&E right now, Live PD is. And have you ever heard of Live PD, by the way, Alan or Contra?
No, but I've heard of the show. I've heard of Cops. Everyone has.
When I was in Chicago, me and my girl, we watched a few episodes. I like it.
Yeah, and I know Jet doesn't like cop shows and things like that. So I would ask Jet, but she'd be like, "No, fuck that show and fuck you for watching that show."
I like cop shows only because I cheer on the perp.
Of course you do.
But I want them to get away because those rare few episodes were like, we lost them. Fuck. I get so happy.
I mean, to be fair, everyone wants to see somebody running for the cops and see if they'll make it. Like that is kind of a chase thing because it's a chase. Everyone wants to see that because how many movies have we seen where the person chasing is the good guy?
It's just weird because I'm thinking like, okay, NBC Universal's doing this thing, and maybe because they already have a certain amount of rights for these things. Like I'm pretty sure they're gonna get Seinfeld. That's one of their biggest things, but it's on Hulu already. So I don't know if they're gonna be fucking with Hulu trying to get their shit. But I'm thinking too, it's like, if these guys are gonna be doing all these like TV network shows that are basically, or not shows, but like streaming sites, there's very smart ones to go after, like Cops, Bar Rescue, Seinfeld, fucking all this other shit, and you went to Office? Like that's so shocking to me.
That's the funny thing is I mean, Ganja brought it up, but he has a really good point. I never really thought about it because before I watched The Office, I was using all sorts of Office gifs like all the time because they're hilarious. And then all of a sudden, I was like, well, fuck it. Let me watch the show. And I recognized a lot of the memes as I was watching the show. It's like, yeah, it's a very meme-worthy show. So it's like, how recognizable is it? And The Office is up there with Seinfeld and Friends. It's recognizable. In any case, it might be more recognizable to the current generation because, what was it? It was earlier. It came out after all those shows, after Friends and Seinfeld and all that stuff, and was the next big comedy that went on for like almost 10 seasons. So it's like more people of this generation recognize The Office than probably Cops, just because that was more for like the previous generation that watched Friends as well. So it's like, I don't know, man. I think more people
anywhere between 88 to like I would say early 2000, like 2003. You've seen Cops.
You've seen Cops, but I don't think like if you went to the people that binge watch The Office more and more often, and say, well, would you rather watch an episode of The Office or Cops? They'd be like, yeah, The Office. What the
only reason they binge fucking Cops is because that's when G4 got taken over.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, G4 was a gaming network for video games and shit, and all of a sudden Cops is like, nope, that's ours. You're under arrest. Like, we're confiscating your fucking channel, which is kind of crazy. But here's the thing, though. Like, to stay on somewhat of the Office thing here, Steve Carell apparently, I guess, just trying to make any kind of jokes about this kind of thing, I guess, to hide the depression of the situation. But he's saying that, he would like to, and obviously it was a joke, but he made a reference to maybe having, like, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia crossover between the two shows, which I feel like that would work a lot. What were you saying, Jet?
What?
Oh, I thought you were saying something, but no, like.
Oh no, that was me. I was saying because The Office really lends itself over for crossovers really easily. But all you have to do is just have them show up for any fucking reason whatsoever. They'll be like, hey, we're looking for paper, or hey, let's go. They could even just go to the bar, or if they go to it's Philadelphia. No, it's in Scranton, but I don't remember the actual like area they're in. But like they could easily just go to the bar there and have like a random crossover. So like it really works really easily for crossovers.
Yeah, man. So I mean, I don't know. For me, I think that would work for like an episode, or whatever. But I was thinking too, it's like something that might be able to like continually do crossovers back and forth is a few other types of shows. I mean, I know that everybody loves Raymond and Kenny Queasy to do this all the time, but I was gonna just give this moment to see what you guys can come up with. So like, I'll start off with you, Alan. Like, what are some other sitcoms or just TV shows in general that you feel would benefit greatly from having some kind of crossover?
Oh, I mean, again, I literally a lot of the shows I do, which is the CW shows, all the stuff in the DC live action shows, they cross over literally all the fucking time. So that's an easy answer. But as far as like if we're even just picking with The Office, there's a show, is it Parks and Rec, which has a very similar format where it's like it's kind of this documentary team that's following these people. So and they're doing almost the same kind of thing to the extent where some of the actors, like not the characters, the actors are on both shows. You could easily have a situation in which, like, yeah, one of the characters is like, yeah, I was over here doing some other stuff, and then you have the other cast show up for like an episode, just because they're filmed in a very similar format. So that's probably the easiest answer I could think of.
Jen, how about you?
I don't really think about crossovers that often. It's just like it's honestly usually so unnecessary, and it's usually not done that well. To where it basically just throws shit off. Simpsons, Family Guy.
Yeah. For me, I gotta tell you, this is something I've always wanted to happen. I mean, because they're talking about, it's always selling in Philadelphia, people getting mixed up with The Office. I feel like the Workaholics would be a much, much better combination of the two kind of gimmicks. You know what I mean? Workaholics,
Maybe.
please don't watch it. And Seth Rogen's not actually on the show. This is just like a promotional thing. Him and Zac Efron being on it for Step Brothers. But yeah, Workaholics, they've ended now. They all team up together to do like movies and whatnot, action movies or comedy as well. But if they ever came back, I would say, dude, that would be a really, really good way. Because like their whole idea is like they're like a live action Ed, Ed and Eddie, where they're lazy guys that don't do good at work. They just keep fucking up all the time.
Wait, is that how it ended? Basically, they just team up to make movies.
Pretty much, yeah.
See, that's not realistic. Not realistic. What should have happened?
It is for white people.
They just teamed up and did a podcast.
That would have been funny. I mean, I would have liked that too.
It's more realistic to nowadays because everyone's doing a podcast.
Yeah. Wait, what's that? You're trying to fuck with me? She's saying that
we're impractical.
Yeah, we're the workaholics. No, I don't know. Like, by the way, too, Jay, have you ever seen the Workaholics, or are you just hating the shit because it looks like some geeky, nerdy douchebag stuff?
No, I've seen Workaholics. It was okay from the episodes I saw.
Yeah, no. Babe Ocean saying, yeah, Workaholics had it bad last season. Most shows do. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Alan.
I was gonna say, yeah, let's do Workaholics and Impractical Jokers as a crossover. Mostly because I keep confusing those shows.
Yeah, no. Well, you keep confusing them.
Confuse those.
And then he mutes himself.
Well, I was mid sneeze, and I don't know why, because I've never actually seen either one of them, but I kept confusing Impractical Jokers and Workaholics because Nick would talk about both a lot, and I was confused which one was which.
Anyway, no, but Workaholics, man, like, that, or even like Ed and Eddie with regular show, or even Adventure Time with a regular show. I think those two shows are always like, they're always like trampling over each other, or at least, I mean, regular show's gone now, but
I don't trust crossovers with Cartoon Network shows now.
Why is that?
After Steven Universe and fucking Uncle Grandpa, that shit sucks.
Oh, well, who the fuck would watch?
They chose the worst fucking show to cross over with another show, and it's just like.
I don't know. Uncle Grandpa could have been something so different without Steven Universe fucking it up.
One's still going and one got canceled, so.
I might
go ahead and tell you, it wasn't Steven Universe.
Steven Universe sure got canceled, but that's besides the point.
No, it didn't.
God. Anyway, well, God continues to be wrong. We're talking about animated crossovers.
That's episode right here, folks.
Anyway, Jimmy Neutron and Timmy and the Fairly Odd Parents crossover was fucking awesome.
No, it wasn't.
It was awesome because
wasn't.
You just said Steven Universe is awful. You're clearly wrong at this stuff.
Look, you don't like Steven Universe either, so
I never watched it. I don't have an opinion on it.
But saying it's bad versus saying it's cancer are two very, very different things, though.
No, it's not just bad; it's cancer. But that's besides the point. When it comes to the Jimmy Neutron and the actual Timmy Turner remix, like when they came together, it felt very half-assed, and it was a very recycled story of like, hey, we got to get this one villain that somehow broke through the time stream in order to like fix everything and make it right again, and one character's gonna get lost in the stakes of another character's universe. It's no difference than what you get with the Flintstones meet WWE.
Dude, it's a fucking random episode of an animated television show. It's not a Pixar movie. Like, of course it's gonna be generic. It was just, it was interesting to see the
Jimmy Neutron won an I was gonna say a Grammy, but that's wrong.
Wow, yeah, they want a fucking Grammy. Yeah, the remix, right? The Timmy Turner featured Jimmy Neutron. Yeah, the fucking remix to Ignition. Like
that shit was fire, B.
Like the thing about the fucking cartoon crossovers is that nowadays they'll pick the absolute worst show to fucking cross over with. Like, let's say, you guys got a regular show. Guess what? Guess who we're crossing over with? The new Powerpuff Girls.
Oh God!
Like, you all wanted that, right? No. Okay. How about Camp Laszlo, and fucking Johnny Bravo. You guys want that, right?
I like
Maybe.
Camp Laszlo, so shush.
I like Johnny Bravo. Wait, you like Camp Laszlo? Why?
Yeah, I do. It grew on me.
Yikes. I like how you talk shit about so many other things and like you just pick like one of the most garbage fucking ones to say. I like that
Squirrel
one.
Boy, or fucking Squirrel Boy and fucking My Gym Partner's a Monkey. You guys like talking animals?
Okay, so I like
At this point, you lost me. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
There's a monkey too. I enjoyed that one.
My Gym Partner's a
Enjoys
Monkey.
all the bad stuff when it comes to comedy. Let's just go there.
I was the death of Cartoon Network. Okay.
Clearly.
Squirrel Boy was absolutely terrible. My Gym Partner's a Monkey. That was decent.
Yeah, but like that's the thing, man. Most of these shows I never even watched because like you're all like my friend the Donkey Monkey with the guitar.
I heard of
flute
my
guy.
friend the Gym Monkey, but I never watched it because it looked like.
I want to see a Johnny Bravo and to Catch a Predator crossover.
No, it's funny because like all the names of these shows sound like the Rock catchphrases, like oh Rudy Poo Candy Ass with the monkey and something up his butt. Like I don't know, like what the fuck is any of these show names? And by
It's
the
just
way,
random ass bullshit. Like, yeah, the death of Cartoon Network. Where it's like, let's just greenlight any stupid thing we could think of because we're running out of like the shows people came here to watch, like fucking Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory, and all that shit.
Yeah,
I just want to say Trish Stratus and Lita.
Oh, hey, we're gonna.
Calm the angry beavers.
yeah.
Hey,
so
we're gonna get.
go ahead.
I was gonna say if we're gonna go with random crossover. Let's have Breaking Bad crossover with Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah, no, that actually would be kind of good. Now I'm thinking about it.
Actually, they actually could do that because Dexter's Laboratory has like done stuff to where they incorporated like stuff like that into their shows.
See,
Or,
I'm
like,
more mad. I'm more mad that no one here caught the reference of Angry Beavers. That show was a classic.
That
goddamn
show
it.
was great, but you're fucking weird.
Okay, I'll take that.
But moving on, man. Here's another thing. I mean, you guys have talking about shows that I never was into, never heard of, never thought that they even got popular because I would have at least heard about these characters and not just sitting here like, what the fuck, with my finger up my ass. But this, I really did not hear about. Charlie's Angels. For one, even this fucking week, guys, I was like looking for topics, trying to figure out something to talk about, and then like, I'm like, wow, what's on the most trending? Holy shit, Charlie's Angels. And I'm like, this has not been trending as a franchise ever, even in the 2000s when they had that fucking remake. Still no one gave a fuck.
That was the only time. The first was the only time anyone cared about it since the fucking show in like
Yeah.
the fucking 80s.
Oh, 70s,
literally-
1976 actually. And it was
Yeah,
terrible.
I don't remember when it came out, but I literally woke up and someone sent me this trailer and I watched it and I went back to sleep and I woke up again. Like this is a couple days ago and I thought I imagined it. I was like, did that trailer happen? And Patrick Stewart is Charlie and Kristen Stewart's trying to act again? Like,
Yeah.
was that real? And
I
oh
don't even know
man.
if Kristen Stewart is Charlie. I thought like wasn't there
No,
something?
Charlie's
No,
Patrick
Patrick
Stewart. He's
Stewart.
the Charlie's. Holy shit, this is misogynistic. But yes, Charlie's Patrick Stewart, and he gets a bunch of attractive women that are basically doing spy stuff to go out and do stuff for him as part of his angels.
All right, and if we're wrong, by the way, make sure to let us know because I could have sworn that the director of this movie, which is a female, apparently she's going to be Charlie. And Patrick Stewart's just a guy who just walked in, which they're trying to confuse some of the audience members. I don't know what's up with that, but apparently Patrick Stewart might not be Charlie, which would be surprising as fuck. But definitely correct us in the comments below if we are wrong, because most likely we fucking are. Because I don't know enough about this shit to even give a shit. But go ahead.
Well, he's either Charlie or what they'll do. What they always do is they'll have that box in they had in the trailer where it's like, oh, you know that's the voice box. Yeah, I think Ruthless is saying that Patrick is Bosley. He's usually just a helper, but yeah, they're probably gonna have the box or somebody voiceover. It's like, hey, angels type shit, because that's what they've been doing forever. But it's like, this looked awful. Okay, this could sound really stupid, but if you've never even heard of Charlie's Angels and you're just like, oh, I kind of almost remember maybe hearing about that one point. I have no idea who the three main leads are because there's 4 women on screen.
Yeah.
I don't know who the 3 angels are supposed to be.
Yeah, I know like they have the girl who's playing. I think her name's Naomi Scott. She's a girl who was Aladdin, or Aladdin's girl. No, she's not Aladdin.
Wow, she was Aladdin in the progressive movie. Holy shit!
No, what's Aladdin's girl in the movie? I forgot her name.
Jasmine.
Jasmine. Well, I
I
don't watch
really
the shit.
never watched Aladdin.
No, I literally watched so little of it that I thought sand was snow. So
Yeah.
like clearly I don't fucking watch this shit. And by the way too, I'm not even upset about that because that fucking shit's garbage. So
You're right, but it's just it threw me off because I'm like, I mean, it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, even if you don't like it, like everyone's seen it.
no, man. Anytime someone brings up that shit to me, it's like. And by the way, I never met someone, and not to like go off on a tangent or distraction or whatever, but it's like every time someone's brought up Aladdin to me, it's always been this weird fucking situation where they're just trying to correct me on something or trying to be like a Wikipedia thing. Like every single time, it's always been like, well, Aladdin technically, and I'm like, dude, now
Well,
because I'm like,
actually,
Yeah, and
So you've
now
just been
it's-
always wrong in regards to Aladdin forever. Apparently.
But I'm sure, like, even and this actually goes to Charlie's Angels too, because anytime I've ever heard Charlie's Angels mentioned, it's always because of some kind of like video essay on YouTube or someone trying to show their like cinematic smarts with me, trying like, oh, back in the day, oh. And I'm like, okay, but you as a person, stop the Wikipedia or IamRight.com bullshit. Like, let's just discuss the whole fact of like, do you actually care emotionally about Charlie's Angels? Has there ever been something that people are like, oh, I identify with that character. Oh, I love Farrah Fawcett. Oh, I love Drew Barrymore. Never. It's always
The
been.
fact that you remember the other person besides Drew Barrymore and Cameron Diaz shows you know more about it than I do.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit, dude. And I'm like, I mean, and even like with the idea of like, okay, these girls are hot, because like, here's the thing. I understand that you know, if you're a guy, maybe back in the day in the 70s, you jacked off to Farrah Fawcett with the poster in your fucking room. I get it, whatever. And maybe Drew Barrymore was so crazy at at the point, 'cause I think she was dating Tom Green when the 2000s Charlie's Angels came out. So everyone was like, oh, she's this crazy bitch. She's probably gonna show her titties in the movie, and yay, she's nuts, crazy white girl. But like, that stuff does not really hold any water, especially now when like girls, and I hate to say this, but it's like girls actually are important now in movies.
Okay, well,
You know what I mean?
let me try
Like-
to save you about that stuff. Is that we're in a situation where we're no longer
Alec,
just
you
using...
disagree that women are important in films? Is this what you're trying
Oh
to tell
my
me?
god, you fucker. Basically, we're at a point right now where we're no longer using women as simply just sex icons or
Exactly.
bikini models or just sell the movie. Is that we're actually in a situation where people are allowing there to be better female representation in movies, action leads, just leads in general when it comes to Oscar movies and all that kind of stuff. So this kind of coming back is like, again, this is as weird as when what was that fucking Baywatch came back. This is the same kind of thing of like, are we really going back to this where we're just being misogynistic towards women again? Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I thought we were past the whole Bond girl-esque bullshit of like, hey,
Yeah.
their clothes are off, so I'll just sit here and fucking. It's like, for one, dude, like back in the day, I understand why it was a big idea where a girl's in her bikini because we couldn't like just watch porn anytime we want to, whatever. Nowadays, like honestly, I think like the internet's made that shit just not interesting anymore because we're just kind of like. I don't know. It's like, why would I give a fuck about a girl being in her bikini? And why would I go see this movie just because of this? Jed
Honestly,
asked,
that's kind of how I am when it comes to movie sex. It's like, if I want real sex, I just go watch a porno.
exactly. But Jet, with you, has there ever been a time? Because I mean, we're talking as guys. Obviously, we're not going to care as much about Charlie's Angels as probably a girl did. Was there ever a time in your life that you looked up to the Charlie's Angels, or wanted to be like them, or thought that they were cool, or anything of that nature?
Here's the thing. I actually like the 2000s Charlie's Angels. That's actually like movies that I actually go back and watch.
Garbage.
So like quite a bit. Cause like that's the thing. They're stupid ass movies and they're femme fatale movies. Like that's it. Like they're just fun and stupid. They're not fucking super serious and whatnot. They're just dumb spy movies. This, however, this looks whack. Like you're really hiding shitty casting and shitty aesthetics behind empowerment and feminism just to make a quick buck and shit. Like you're like bad taste as an affront to fucking women's rights.
Yeah.
Like quit doing this shit. Like you already did it multiple times with fucking goddamn what was the most recent one?
There's a lot, man.
Your
Wait,
fucking
yeah, I was just saying.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. Yeah, that was awful. Oh, Ocean's 8.
Men
Ocean's
in
8 was good
Black.
though.
See, even Atomic Blonde, even in a sense too, where it was just kind of like, I felt like that was a little like,
No, that was based off a comic book, and it wasn't trying to do this fucking Charlie's Angels Ghostbuster bullshit. It was trying to be like on the coattails of John Wick, but in a female role, based off a graphic novel, and does it way better because it's just like it's not trying to sit there like, oh, she's a woman the whole time. It's like, no, she's just doing her fucking job. This is trying to coattail the fact that it's like, yeah, we're gonna have females doing this Kingsman. This almost feels like a sequel to Kingsman, especially with the fucking scene of the weapon rooms. I'm like, this feels more like a Kingsman sequel than it should feel this.
Yeah, like, let's make this horrible ass movie, and then basically make all these bad choices, and then say, yeah, you gotta like it because of feminism. No, absolutely fucking not. That's not how it fucking works. Make a better movie. This casting in here, honestly, is actually for the girls is pretty bad. You had every chance to cast. This is where you actually cast really, really attractive girls. The ones in here, yeah, they're super pretty, but they're not basically Charlie's Angels types. You had every chance that you had to put Megan Fox in here. This would be a perfect movie for her.
Oh yeah, because let's add the list of fucking terrible actors. They have Kristen Stewart. They already have their bad actor quota.
But that's the thing that, like, I almost agree with Megan Fox because at least, like, her body and her sex appeal has spoken for her and it's gotten her roles. Kristen Stewart, I gotta tell you,
in her previous movies, like, this is a perfect fit for her.
Yeah, and Kristen Stewart, it's like, here's the thing: the worst part about any of this, and it's like, dude, the internet. I hate when people make mistakes about things like this because the internet, it's so just honest. Like the internet tells you, yo, we do not fucking want this. Kristen Stewart is known as a person who cannot act. There's memes and there's jokes that have been going on since 2007 where the bitch does not change her fucking face at all. She looks blankly into the fucking camera where sometimes her sight, her eye, wherever the fuck she's looking at, goes through the camera and it feels like she's looking through you. She's so empty. She's like dead inside.
And she broke Robert Pattinson's heart, and I will never forgive her for that.
Who cares about Robert Pattinson's heart?
But then it's like, so the internet's saying this. I'm not saying that I feel that way. I'm not trying to talk shit, but like the internet has said this. And you put her in here with the newcomer, Naomi Scott, which, by the way, let's just pretend that she was amazing as Jasmine in Aladdin. That's a new movie. You don't know if she's... Who like, let's just pretend that the audience who watched that hated Naomi Scott. Yeah. Why would you put her in something so soon, as big as this? It goes back to the thing I used to say about fucking Rosario Dawson and all those comic shit, where it's like, you can't sign people to do a ton of like 50 fucking things without seeing if the audience likes it first. You're not even caring about like how she does. Same thing with Brie Larson. She's already in the next 7 fucking Marvel movies as Captain Marvel. They didn't even attempt to see maybe these people might not like Captain Marvel. Maybe they didn't like Endgame and Captain Marvel's fucking how she is in that movie. They didn't even give people a chance to tell them yes or no. We just gotta sit here in this fucking like just trapped basically. Like,
yeah, well, there are two things about that. One, you're never gonna know how anyone's ever gonna do, especially if the audience don't like them right away. They'll like them the second time, like with Ant-Man. But as far as Naomi Scott's, like, yeah, she's the reason they're doing this versus, again, Megan Fox. Like, why not bring Megan Fox? She's still hot. It's like, because no one, like, Megan Fox isn't as recognizable as a name as she was when the Transformer movies were fucking out. But Naomi Scott just did, again, a big ass Disney movie, so she's way more recognizable. It's like they're basically trying to get this. They're trying to sell this movie based on the cast versus the actual movie itself. That's why they're getting Patrick Stewart, because everyone knows who the fuck Patrick Stewart is. He's always fucking famous. And then I don't know, Kristen Stewart. I'm like, that one's a little bit weird, but yeah, Naomi Scott, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, like, let's try to get people that people recognize.
This shit does not match up to fucking Drew Barrymore, Lucy Liu, and Cameron Diaz. Like, it doesn't match. Like, this one's just like,
yeah, this is gonna be. I mean. Again, maybe the action scenes will be good because it seems like they're maybe at least trying in that department. So at least when there's fighting, it's cool stuff going on. But I feel like it's gonna be a bunch of that jump cut stuff that we see in all these fucking action movies all the time. Because like they do that fast motion shit when she's fighting that dude and she's fucking hitting with him. Like, no, they're doing that fast motion shit where they're trying to make it look more intense than it actually is by speeding up the fucking camera. It's like, I hate that shit in action.
So fucking generic looking, and the thing is, like, Charlie's Angels, yeah, it was stupid, but at least it was fun. This just looks like, you're just gonna go and it's just like,
It looks like a shitty Kingdom
Not to mention the badass song for Prodigy that appeared in them halfway through the film.
Yeah, and here's the thing too: is like on top of it all, this is a vehicle for that goddamn Ariana Grande, Lana Del Rey song. Yeah, where it's like, you motherfuckers, like you're gonna keep. How you gonna? What?
So I was gonna ask, did Lana Del Rey and Ariana Grande do a song together? Oh, don't break my heart.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Ariana Grande. I love Lana Del Rey. Lana Del Rey is one of my favorite fucking new singers. I think Ariana Grande can't actually sing. I think she just mumbles half of her fucking words throughout all of her fucking songs, and it fucking pisses me off. No, so the fact that they work together is making me so mad right now.
No, but that's the thing that's frustrating about this. Like, featuring the single by. How about you feature a good fucking movie for your trailer? How about that? How about you fucking feature an idea? Some kind of creative fucking activity. Like, that's the thing that just drives me fucking crazy. It's like, I don't mind songs being on there. That's cool. But it's like, this movie was like, oh, shit, you guys hear that? Because the shit on screen isn't cool. So you gotta care about something. Ariana Grande is not in the movie.
Oh, like, damn. The new James Bond trailer must have pissed you off then.
Whatever the fuck that was.
It's basically just a music video.
No, yeah. And speaking of that, too, we'll get right into it, man. The Bond 25 non-trailer trailer. Look, I'm not against it. I thought it was fine. You know what I mean? But it's like, it's playing some random music. People are dancing. Ooh, look at the cameras we're using. They're so lost within the hype of, oh my god, Bond 25 is going to exist eventually, and it's going to be on fucking, like, in cinemas. It's like, that's the whole trailer. The fact that it's even being made, which we already knew this, but there's people that are so hyped on just the idea of things. Just like when it comes to any Avengers movie that comes out, people are just like, "Oh my god, it's that thing that I know," and there's going to be another one of those things that I know. So yay! And it's like, y'all don't even know what the concept is, but you're already like, "Yay, bravo, same old shit, bravo."
Oh, no, you're not wrong, because one of the things that hyped me was when I realized one of the guys from the old movies coming back to it. So, oh, cool, it's that same Bond.
Okay, yeah. And apparently Justin's saying too in the chat over here, which by the way, hello Justin Zarian, how you doing? He's in after the news of Craig breaking his leg, and then that's all he said. I thought you said
Yeah, no, because again, people are on the set of Bond 25. Daniel Craig tried to kill. No, tried to kill. Sorry, I wrote the joke in, and then I said it like that.
Oh my god! So fuck Ganja's dad. And Daniel Craig tried to commit suicide.
Look, I'm sorry, but there's an interview with Daniel Craig saying I would kill myself before I did another James Bond movie, and then all of a sudden he breaks his fucking leg. So
this will be so fucked up. This is the one episode my dad watches.
Yeah, yeah.
Family would never. Okay, so
fuck Ganja's dad.
Out of all of us in this call right now, who would be more in trouble if our parents watched this fucking show?
Your ass.
You're right, but number two.
But no, man, I'm just.
Your mom will come in with some kind of sitar and just cut you off, like mid-show, and just cut your head off.
No, man.
I think my mom would murder me with a fucking sword, but sure.
But
you did what over at Cachabana?
Oh yeah, right.
So this over here, though, man, Bond 25. You know, here's the thing about this is that I felt like
Between the cross.
Okay, yeah, no, but on top of this, I just feel like I'm losing what the fuck I was talking about. No, it's a sneak peek. I like sneak peeks. I actually think that sometimes sneak peeks can be a better fucking. I know, Ganja's just mature as fuck today, ladies and gentlemen. I think that sneak peeks are cool because of the fact that it's like you can see, you know, the movie and not have like this whole thing where people do trailers and they show the best parts and then kind of like put them in certain positions so they look like, you know, without the context, they look really fucking cool. Even though when you watch the movie, they're probably not so cool. This is like, you know what? That's exactly what we're doing. We're just showing you that the movie exists, and as well as look how well this is fucking shot. Are you feeling the fucking mode of 007? Do you feel kind of cool? Do you like this area that he's going to be in now? And it's like, you know what? This really comes to show where something that Alan says all the time, and I think God just said this too, where it's like, do we need trailers? Because this right now I think is enough. You know, I mean, all you need to know is that Daniel Craig's coming back. He's going to be Bond again. And I think that, you know, seeing a trailer for the area that he's going to be in and the atmosphere he's going to be in and just the fact that the movie's being directed and so much shit's going into it, this might be a better advertisement than any kind of trailer would be. So, Alan, really quick, man, do you agree with that assessment? Or
I would agree with the assessment in the United States because, like, yeah, most of us here, because again, we follow all news for any movie ever. Obviously, we know that, we know Bond 25 is going to come out, but the average person that really doesn't really do too much except whatever's on television probably doesn't know Bond 20. Another James Bond movie is coming out, and especially around the world where they have different news and different media outlets and different coverage of different stuff. That they're like, oh, hey, a James Bond movie's coming, because James Bond is huge in Britain. Like, it is fucking huge. Because again, that was a character that originated in that region of the world. So it's like, yeah, of course they're gonna fucking like eat the shit up. But it's like, it's something I always say. I say this about comic book movies. Comic book movie trailers are not made for comic book movie fans. They're made for people that have never fucking heard about it, just to get them into the seat. That's why they always show the best scenes. James Bond is probably the same way. James Bond trailers aren't made for James Bond fans. They're made for people that have no idea who the hell this character is. This one probably a little bit more for just, to show continued existing. But they are going to come out with the trailer because, there aren't going to be people around the world that either don't care about James Bond or don't know who the hell he is. And you got to get those people into the seats to make sure this movie makes $1 billion.
Exactly. And Jed, I'm going to ask you, I know you don't really give a shit about James Bond 007 or anything like that, but seeing a trailer like this or seeing a sneak peek like this, does it make you wish that maybe we just didn't get trailers and we just got, little videos like this? Or do you still think there's a huge need and a huge quality difference between trailers and this?
I haven't seen this without telling me what's exactly going on in the movie, but I'm not excited for this. Like, out of all the places you could go, like, yeah, I killed all these people in this area. So how about we go to another fucking continent and kill a whole bunch of black people? Yeah, that's real nice.
Yeah, we're gonna go right back to Casino Royale.
I mean, it's just gonna be.
I also hated like the previous movie he was in. Well, not Skyfall, but what was the last one he was in? Spectre. Oh yeah, I did not like Spectre at all. So I'm not really looking forward to seeing his ass again, especially in fucking somewhere in Africa, just making a fucking fool out of himself.
Yeah, no.
Spectre
That's the
was
thing.
upsettingly disappointing.
And it's not even about making a fool of himself. It's just like this character who's always cool no matter what atmosphere that he's in. The problem with that is that he's going to make everybody else look fucking stupid. You're going to have this area where it's like, I mean, it's just like, Chris Redfield in Resident Evil 5. Like, Chris Redfield is great at shooting people, but he's around just black people. So, like, he's going to be really good at shooting black people, y'all. And now, like,
yeah, we're not gonna give you guys a black James Bond, but how about Daniel Craig?
Yeah. We're not gonna have a black James Bond. We're gonna have James Bond kill black people. Like that's gonna be great.
That's progressive, right? No.
No. Yeah.
But again, it's like at this point, like Daniel Craig doesn't want to fucking do these movies anymore, and the only reason you're putting him in these movies because he's a recognizable face, and people are like, well, I recognize it because he's been doing James Bond for the last fucking
And
what
that
10, 15
check
years.
is so fat.
But again, even he does. Honestly, I'd be surprised if they get him for the next movie because it's like this guy doesn't even. The actor doesn't want to do it anymore. This isn't a situation like fucking Hugh Jackman with Wolverine, where it's like, okay, sure, I'll do it again. I love the character. Daniel Craig fucking hates Bond. He hates being Bond.
Yeah. No, he does, and that's the thing, though. It's like I don't know how these movies, like as far as like quality wise, like if they dropped or have they risen or back and forth. I don't know.
They go back and forth.
I'm supposed to be excited for a movie to where like the actor like doesn't like being in the movie or doesn't like being a character. Like, is that supposed to sell? Is that supposed to like what the fuck is their problem? What the fuck is wrong with you?
And what's up with people still like? I like how these publications still put these things out there, and it's like, dude, you guys realize that Bond 25 is not interesting to other people because of Daniel Craig making people not interested in it. Well, now people are less interested in the industry, which ultimately hurts the publications. So it's like sometimes don't make your media just filled with a bunch of negativity. Like, oh, he doesn't give a fuck about this, so you guys shouldn't give a fuck about this. Oh wait, guys, he's coming out with another movie, so give a fuck about this all of a sudden. It's like, no, I'm not gonna want to watch. Go ahead.
No, just like they told Jennifer Lawrence when she didn't want to do those fucking fucking X-Men films anymore. You know, take this money and shut up and you'll act. That's exactly what's going on with this Bond.
No, they kept trying to give him money. I think they gave him like fucking $100 million to do a couple more movies, and he kept refusing them.
Yeah, man. But one more thing we're gonna talk about, and then we're gonna get the fuck out of here into the after hours and hang out with you guys.
After hours.
This
it's
one.
Going on.
I don't know much about the story as far as this goes, but I watched the trailer at least 4 times, and I was so hyped for it.
Oh, of course you fucking did.
Midway, man. This looks emotional as fuck. And here's the thing.
My penis.
This is the only movie that I feel like I've seen, or the only thing that Nick Jonas has been in that I've actually gave a fuck about. I'm very surprised and very confused, actually, why these war movies, because this did this with Dunkirk as well. When I forgot which actor did they try to put in that movie that's a pop star?
It was no, it wasn't a Jonas brother. It was somebody from that fucking other boy band. I can't fucking remember. I know who you're talking about. I can't fucking remember his name.
Was it
Ben Affleck's been in one of these.
Yeah, this is the sequel to Pearl Harbor because it has almost similar fucking shots. That's why Nick fucking likes it because it reminds him of a fucking Michael Bay movie.
Yeah, no, I mean it's. Thank you.
Yeah, Harry from One Direction. But no, I'm sorry. Like, this trailer, 1, looked fucking awful. And 2, I can't fucking stand Roland Emmerich. I don't think Roland Emmerich's ever made a good fucking movie in his entire fucking career. And I don't want to sit here and sit through another garbage Roland Emmerich movie. I don't care if he got Patrick Wilson in one of my favorite fucking actors. I'm not watching this garbage fucking movie that looks like the intro to those fucking World War II spy games. Those World War II fucking playing games where all you're doing is shooting at a plane going through fucking D-Day missions all over. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Oh, based on true events. I'm sure you're just going to make up 90% of it just so you can have cool action scenes.
In this trailer alone, the scene where the Japanese fighters are going into the hospital and they're firing on the crowd, that is actually false. The Japanese fighters actually avoided the hospital, not to hit civilian targets.
Yeah. Not only is that wrong in the trailer, Michael Bay did the exact same thing in Pearl Harbor.
And they called him out for it then, too, and no one listened.
Nobody cares because they just want to do cool action scenes. I'm sorry, like, and the fucking visuals to here looked really, really not that fucking good. Like, we've seen better planes. I'm not saying Dunkirk had better plane action sequences because it didn't. Like, this one, it shows a bit more.
Yeah, my plane ran out of gas, so I could fly
like
for
that was the
5 more
entire action
hours.
scene. But like, it didn't look that fucking good. And Patrick Wilson, like, yeah, he must have not given a fuck. That Conjuring money must be way better than this fucking money because he's just like, Washington is wrong. Like, who fucking wrote this movie?
Man. So I don't know where to even start off with this, honestly, because this is the thing. I thought it looked cool, and you're talking about like, oh well, Patrick Wilson, he must have not given a fuck. Have you seen the movie from him? Because he has literally never have ever in his career given a fuck.
Okay,
This
you
guy
clearly never
is-
saw Insidious or Watchmen or anything else he's ever been
Yes,
in.
I have. Insidious is probably, even as a horror fan, and most horror fans will tell you this, and I know that you always call me unbiased, so I'm going to call you unbiased as well when it comes to horror movies. You do not like most of them. So when you see something that's so mainstream like Insidious and it affects you, I'm not saying it shouldn't have affected you. You're not into these movies, so of course it'll affect you. But at the same time, for us, that was fucking terrible. He was a terrible actor. His reactions didn't fit well. The character in Insidious was not scary. It was goofy. There's memes of that character. People laugh their ass off at the horror of that fucking movie because it's so bad. And I gotta tell you too, like, you know, him and the Founder, him and all those Conjuring and Annabelle fucking movies, everything he's done has just been awful. And it's like, I know that, you know, you're gonna disagree with that, and that's cool, but it's like, he's not. For one, we barely got any dialogue in this trailer, so just to say like, oh, what happened with him? He stops giving a fuck. Dude, it's 2 minutes, and they gotta get lots of action. They gotta get all the other characters doing everything. You had to have text that shows up telling you how dire this storyline is. You already just made up your mind that it's like, oh man, it's something I don't like now. So Patrick Wilson's terrible on this too. The movie has to come out.
I don't care if the movie has to come out. We talk about fucking shitty trailers all the goddamn time. And again, I know the fucking director has been making garbage ass fucking movies his entire fucking career. And again, it's like Patrick Stewart. Oh, sorry, not Patrick. Yeah, Kiko. I made sure I went to the mirror. I'm like, it's Patrick Wilson, not Patrick Stewart. It's Patrick Wilson. Think about Patrick Wilson. He's the one that says the most lines of dialogue in the fucking trailer anyway, next to anybody else, next to Jai Courtney wannabe. I don't know who the fuck he is, but he reminds me of Jai Courtney a lot. But yeah, it's like he gets the most lines of dialogue, and the action here didn't look that good. It looked really cheap. Like, I'd be surprised if this movie's over $100 million in its budget because it didn't look that fucking good. But yeah, no, I'm tired of the fucking director. The director's fucking terrible. They get an actor that I really enjoy because Justin Reminder, he was in Fargo season 2 and he was fucking awesome there. And it's like, this is a historical time period we have a lot of information on that, yeah, God's basically pulling out. It's like, yeah, they're already ignoring most of it. So it's like, this is just watch things explode the fucking movie, but it's like, it just doesn't even look that good.
All right, so the reason I'm not hyped for it is everything's going to be CGI. One of the things I liked about Dunkirk and even Pearl Harbor to a certain extent is they went to very personal views of the soldiers and the sailors, where you had to experience what it was like to go down one of these ships or try to escape one of these ships as it's beginning to blow up and be torn in half by bullet and shell fire and just torpedoes. But I'm not seeing any of that shit here. You say what you want about Michael Bay. At least he put the request in with the U.S. government to get enough things he could blow up legally to give the actual look to what it's like to experience this actual warfare on the ground. He fucked all the story up, all the history up to lean more patriotic, but at least he got the essence of what a war film is. It's supposed to put you in the spot as close as you can to these soldiers and what they're experiencing at their own point of view. That's why Dunkirk worked. That's why Pearl Harbor worked to a certain extent, and that's why Saving Private Ryan really worked. Because that first half is all about the personal experience of the soldiers and the more relationship later on in the film after D-Day. Mm-hmm. I'm not seeing any of this. This looks like a CGI jizz fest. It's no similar to what I saw with Independence Day, with the way the ships are designed, the way the planes are designed. It's very PS3, 4 graphics, and not even really well done. It's like they should have rendered this a lot goddamn more. And I know all the scenes are going to be this. Them in the cockpit, and either they're in a control room where it doesn't change, or they just change the logos to match. Now it's the Asian ships, because the most of the budget's going to CGI, so they get the most explosions. But actually making it feel like it's a real battlefield, they're not putting any of the money towards that. So yeah, a CGI jizz fest. There you go.
Well, the thing is like, yeah, I was saying I'd be surprised if this movie's over $100 million, and it's not, because Justin looked it up. The little budget is $100 million, and it's like, clearly he wanted to make a movie with $150 to $200 million budget, because you see, like God said, this is going to be a mostly CGI movie, because they're not going to fucking do practical effects with these fucking planes, of course not, and battleships, fuck that. But the thing is like, he did a movie where he needed more of a budget, but then did it anyway, because I'm going to call this right now, this movie's going to bomb. This movie's going to bomb really fucking hard. And the reason the studio, whatever studio, didn't give him the budget he probably wanted is because they knew this was going to bomb. Because Roland Emmerich doesn't get butts in the seat because Independence Day 2 bomb. No. Independence Day 2 bomb.
No, yeah, one movie out of the fucking 15. That, man, okay. See, this is why we always have arguments. Because, like, look, opinion-wise, I can go back and forth, and I'll take an L, or I'll even win one, who knows. But he created the biggest fucking movie of the 90s, Independence Day. That movie destroyed everything in its way. It created the Will Smith blockbuster fest that was going on. And then Godzilla, which was super, super massively successful. And even the nerds, you know, that talk shit about it still, they went to go see the fucking thing. Roland Emmerich does big shit. As much as people say, oh, it's terrible and this is bad and this is bad, fucking Twister, The Day After Tomorrow, Godzilla, Independence Day, and I know there's a bunch fucking more, and I'll look it up right now. But you can't say Roland Emmerich is not successful because that's the reason why this motherfucker's doing this.
That's not what I said. I didn't stop saying Roland Emmerich is not successful. As much as I hate him, he's a successful Emmerich. I'm saying he doesn't draw people into the office anymore. And we know that because
that's literally what that is. That's
no, it isn't because anymore. Did he used to? Sure, but in the last fucking like 6-7 years, when's the last time he's made a movie that actually was successful? Like, actually didn't bomb? Because Independence Day 2 wasn't that. Justin has my back in the fucking chat where fucking what was it? Anonymous and Stonewall, that fucking gay community movie that they fucking hate, didn't fucking do any of his fucking money. It's like, yeah, 2012 was the last time he did a really successful movie. So hey, if you're really that confident with Roland Emmerich, I'll do a bet right on stream right now. This movie is gonna fucking bomb. The fucking whatever. I forgot this fucking movie's called. Midway, the fucking gaming studio. Just like them, this is gonna bomb.
I will say I don't feel like that's the case. Here's the thing: as far as writing goes, and writing for me, I know you're probably thinking of directing, and that's fine. Maybe we'll have a disconnect there. But for me, it goes down to writing. And for me, writing-wise, he's only done 2 other things between now and 2012, or the movie 2012, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you know. I hate when people do that shit too. Like you hate Ridley Scott. It's like, when was the last time he did something? Like, yeah, he hasn't done shit like at all. So it's like, it's not about what has he done for me lately. Because honestly, when it comes to shit like that too, it's like bringing up James Cameron. Avatar is the biggest.
Yeah, what have they done for me lately?
But you can't negate an entire career because he didn't like make you the fucking fresh sandwich. Like, let me ask you this. Let me give you an analogy really quick.
Sure.
You go to McDonald's.
Okay.
They have the best fries, and they're popular because fucking McDonald's is huge with their burgers and french fries, soda, etc., right? Let's just say you go to McDonald's in the afternoon and they have like a new guy giving you your order. The guy didn't make the sandwich right, or didn't make the hamburger right, and the french fries are kind of soggy. Do you just say, oh, well, McDonald's is fucking terrible forever? No. You know, this time it was bad. Why don't you come back tomorrow?
Okay.
And see how
But your analogy doesn't work because McDonald's has been doing their thing forever. This is equivalent of like some random restaurant in the fucking 90s.
But you don't go there forever.
Okay, but the thing is like they still been consistent. Even if I like, Roland Emmerich hasn't been consistent with his movies. It's not like I haven't watched them. He just hasn't been consistent. This is really of like some random restaurant in the fucking 90s called Who Gives a Fuck Burgers. And it was the best fucking burgers of the 90s. Everyone loved it. It was great. McDonald's was like, what the fuck? How are they stealing our money? Everyone loved it. And then they just stopped fucking opening the restaurant. Like, oh, okay. And then they come back and you're like, oh, these burgers are actually awful. And now you're expecting me to be excited for the next burger? No,
okay,
because the last burgers have been
but let me ask you this
then. Shop actually use cocaine as the batter.
That's hilarious. No, but really quick, let me bring up another analogy to you, or just even ask your opinion on this. What do you think about the music industry then? Like, what's your opinion of the music industry as far as artists?
Fuck.
Let me ask you this: when was the last time? What's your favorite group again? The chick with the fucking.
Florence and the Machine, yeah.
Okay, when was the last time they came out with an album?
Last year.
Okay, so it's been 12 months since she came out with an album.
Yeah.
Are they bad now?
No, but again, it hasn't been
exactly.
12 months. No, but it hasn't been 12 months since Roland Emmerich made a good movie. It's been years.
I know, it's a different medium.
Successful movie. No, sorry. Let's even take good out of it, because that was my thing. Is it's gonna bomb because it's not gonna make its fucking money. When's the last time he made a successful movie?
Dude, it takes years to make movies, so it's like I can understand if like the last thing they made was like in 2002 that was terrible or whatever, or made money. I get that. But like even in the chat, Justin brought up where it's like 2012 was like the last one that they actually made some money with, which by the way it came out like in 2010 or something. So it's like like I think 2009 it came out. So it's like it's not the worst. You know, it's just I don't know.
But
man.
Again, 2016, a couple of years ago, when the last time Roland Emmerich, like one of his biggest movies, I'm not sure if he made anything between 2016 and now, probably not, because again we probably would have heard about it. That movie, like, was so fucking bad. Even in China, it didn't fucking help. Like, it, like, bombed. It bombed really fucking bad because, again, nobody cares about Roland Emmerich. Michael Bay killed Roland Emmerich because Michael Bay just did what Roland Emmerich has been doing for the fucking 90s. It just did it with the 2000s with every fucking movie he's ever goddamn done.
But they're
so
both
like,
doing it in the first 10 years of the 2000s. That's why I'm trying to get at you here.
And they passed the torch on because Roland Emmerich just stopped putting butts in the seats. That's my point.
No,
quality aside,
there's more room to just not have just one king to doing it too. By the way, it's not like they pass the torch on. Now it's your turn to do it. It's like they both fucking do it. Like Michael Bay hasn't done something super successful since Transformers as well, and everyone like talks shit about that fucking thing. So it's like that's the thing though. It's like you're comparing him to somebody else who might have like the same kind of history in a sense too, because
it does. But again,
you know,
more recent. So, but who's more recently successful is my point, and Roland Emmerich had not been successful in a long time when it comes to his box
When
office.
it comes to public cinematic vernacular, there's people that like you say this and people know a whole era based around it. Fucking Day After Tomorrow, Patriot, Godzilla, Universal Soldier. Every single fucking 80s nerd who loves Arnold and Sylvester Stallone and Dolph Lundgren and all that shit. What was those big movies that keeps being brought up in the top 10s of Watch Mojos, etc. It's always Universal Soldier. People love that shit, and it spawned off so many sequels that, by the way, Roland Emmerich did not fuck with. He didn't have nothing to do with that.
Yeah,
shit.
because they were like fucking budgets were like fucking $20 million, and nobody fucking saw them afterwards.
Okay, but and by the way, like, why are you even using a budget against it too?
Because this is man's entire career is to make the most. He and Star Wars and a bunch of other people invented the summer blockbuster because they invented the big budgeted special effects movies.
I know, but here's the thing though: you use budget as an insult. Like, okay, for instance, Upgrade, that movie that came out last year, which was a fucking amazing movie. They made something out of what they spent on. Like, would you use their budget against them? Like, oh, look at this piece of shit, little $10 million movie.
No, because again, the director wasn't Roland Emmerich, the guy who giving Michael Bay Michael Bay was able to surprise people with Pain and Gain because it was a low budget and it wasn't this big explosion fest. That was a surprise to people. Like, wait, Michael Bay is doing a smaller budgeted movie? Wow, that's unlike him because we're so used to his big budgeted things. You are so in this Roland Emmerich of like, oh, people remember that didn't fucking help Independence Day 2. Like, if you're so confident that this movie's gonna make money, it's gonna make $1 billion. I'm right here adamant. I'm not sure exactly how much it's gonna make, but this movie's gonna fucking bomb, like hard.
Okay, it depends on what comes out around it. The movie doesn't have success or lack of success just because of itself. Chucky came out at the worst time ever. I'll admit right now, people, Alan was right about Chucky. We had a bet about it was going to make $100 million within 2 weeks, and I was wrong. I said it was, and Alan said it wasn't. And you know, when it comes to budget, Alan's right. But I will guarantee you right now, even though Annabelle's probably going to kick Child's Play's ass this fucking week, Annabelle was not. I can guarantee you, was not a better movie than fucking Child's Play or Toy Story 4. Annabelle was definitely a shit movie, most likely. And
probably. And I honestly think this movie's not gonna be that good either, because again, I fucking hate this director. But what I'm actually arguing is how likely are people going to watch this? And like, yeah, maybe they'll be smart and they'll do it in like March or April when probably not much is coming out, or maybe they'll do it like right at the start of the summer when like they should probably pick a week that doesn't really have much else going on. Even if they manage to pick a month in which there's nothing but Oscar bait movies and this is an explosion fest that'll get people to in theaters, it's still not gonna. I almost want to be a cynical saying it's not gonna make its budget back, but like that would be a fucking surprise.
Well, if you say it's a bomb, that's what that is. So you technically already said it.
Well, no, because like Independence Day 2 was a bomb, but like when you see what his budget was like, almost it was $180 million. And then it made like 350. It's like that's still a bomb. It took fucking months to make that. So it was averaging about just over its budget for most of its fucking runtime, and it's like, yeah, that's a fucking bomb because so many of these movies do so much money when it comes to advertising. Then in order for you to be successful, you need to make twice your budget, and that breaks even, and then whatever the difference is. So it's like for this movie to make its budget, it needs to make $200 million, and we broke even. We got back everything we put in. And then it has to make another $300 million to be. It has to be almost $500 million for it to be considered a success. Fuck that. That's not gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, we'll agree, disagree. We'll move on from this. I know people are probably like, "All right, man, you motherfuckers arguing like motherfuckers over some dumb shit."
I don't know what the fuck you guys are even arguing about.
We're arguing about this trailer, but it's just like, I don't know. Here's my thing. Like, I don't want to start another like layer of argument, but the only thing.
You do.
No, I'm not. But it's just like, Alan will pick a motherfucker and just say, yo, I don't like you for like 20% of your 100% of career. So now this 20% for some reason is going to be so juicy that I'm going to like judge all 100 off the 20. And it's like, dude, in no mathematical, not in football, not in sports, not in wrestling, not in horror movies, not in money, just general actual math does that work for anything in the world. Not even in food. Like, if 20% of my fucking soda was flat because of the ice that melted at the very bottom of the fucking thing.
I'll raise you a better one. What if it's 20% shit?
Yeah, like actual shit. Like you're getting a fucking cake and you're like, man, this is great. You're eating, you get right to the fucking middle layer and it's dog shit. You're like, what the fuck was that?
Now, let me get through this part too, because like I know Alan's gonna be like, no, whatever. So just shut up before I finish this. Ganja, what you just said, what if it's 20% shit? Then it's not 100% soda then. See what I'm saying? Like 20% is actual doo-doo. You're not just drinking soda. I'm saying that sometimes this dude, judges a 100% soda cup that ends up tasting different at the end, It's still soda. You can't say that, oh my god, just because it's got watery or it's been sitting here or it's a different temperature or whatever the fuck, I'm gonna hate on this and judge Dr. Pepper in general. It's like, you gotta think of the situation. Like, these movies that don't do so well with Roland Emmerich or whatever, dude, it's like, yeah, consider what the movie is. He's directing. He's not doing everything. If you don't like that Godzilla, it's like, yeah, it's a different Godzilla. It's not like all the Godzillas. If you don't like Independence Day, maybe you just don't like the alien shit. But people do like it because it's fucking huge. So when you say, like, okay, well, 20% of his fucking movies did bad, like, okay, 10,000 BC, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Look at everything else, man.
Okay, but you're in the situation of like you doing the opposite of me because I first of all I fucking hate his entire fucking filmography. By the way, Day After Tomorrow, fucking 10,000 BC, all these fucking movies, I fucking hate those goddamn movies. But recently, like this is a situation in which the fucking we're not 1996. This is not 1996 where you could argue, like, what are you talking about? This guy did all this stuff. He's fucking amazing. He'll get everyone to see. No. He is past his fucking prime. This is a situation in which you drank fucking 80% of that soda and then you just left it there for 10 years. And someone's like, what are you talking about? No. Remember when you loved it? It's the same soda. It's like, no. It's also been sitting there for 10 years and hasn't changed. And it looks, ugh. Like there's cobwebs and everywhere. It's like, no, it's still the same soda. It's like, no, it's not. This is not the same fucking director. And it's like that whole situation. Oh, there's 100 people that make the fucking movie. Yeah, it doesn't matter when you see the Roland Emmerich movies and you kind of know what he's doing. Like, yeah, Michael Bay did what, four or five Transformers movies? Are you gonna sit there and tell me watch Transformers 5 because, well, maybe he got a different writer or maybe he got a different crew? It's like, no, this is still the same director, the same headliner.
Yeah, but I'm not judging Michael Bay. I'm judging the property. I'm not saying, I'm not judging the Coca-Cola product off of the soda that it's like under, you know what I mean, like the licensing. I'm saying like Michael Bay might do some good shit, but Transformers ain't it. So like
okay.
I'll watch Armageddon 2. I'll watch Bad Boys 3. He's coming out with Bad Boys 3. Am I gonna judge Bad Boys 3 because Transformers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 was fucking terrible? No.
Yeah, you have the right to judge the director based off his previous fucking work.
Or
Roland Emmerich.
How about the fact that, okay, Michael Bay is doing a movie about humans that are cops, that are funny, Martin Lawrence is funny, Will Smith is funny, and we're not talking about fucking robots that are humping human legs and fucking
so
racist
you mean
robot.
to tell me that level of comedy isn't going to be there like the fucking ass fucking scene in Bad Boys 2 when it's like when he's like fucking making that joke about his ass hurting and they're on camera and the whole store can hear him? You need to tell me that's not the equivalent of the dog fucking scene? Come on, man.
No, it's not, because and Ganja, being the guy who loves this stupid comedy, even though he probably thinks both are fucking hilarious because he's dumb, are they the same joke, Ganja? A robot humping a fucking... And by the way, it's a PG-13 movie. A fucking robot humping...
I'm confused that you want my help with an insult, but okay.
Oh, fuck that. Okay, anyways.
He started off with saying, you laugh at super fucking shit. What do you think is fucking funny? No, but you're in this situation where you're trying to sit there and like you're almost pushing away the bad stuff. Like, oh, it's like let's cut away this, but you're left with this bloody mangled corpse because you got to remember every movie director makes is a movie that they spent years making. Is a part of them. Is a part of your ability to like them or not. If the last 5 Christopher Nolan movies I didn't fucking like, I'm not gonna be excited for the fucking next one. But there's only one Christopher Nolan movie I'm not a fan of.
I hate to add more of gasoline to the fire. I'm lying, but I can remember that in Bad Boys 2, there's like a legit scene where there's like giant rat testicles for no reason.
Oh, what? I'm like, what?
No, I'm waiting for you to respond.
Yeah, it's a rated R movie. There's gonna be jokes like that, and by the way, that was funny. And the sex scene that you're talking about was also kind of funny.
That sex scene was stupid as fucking.
And that's subjective, just like my shit was subjective. But the thing is, though, it's like those things are different. They're nowhere near the same type of joke, except for, maybe the balls for the rat thing. Okay, I guess you can compare it to Transformers 2 with that fucking robot with the beneath enemy scrotum. Like, I guess you can do that. But there's a maturity level that's different with the joke. You can't compare any of the jokes on Clerks 2 and the stupid fucking musical and all those weird, like, ass-to-mouth shit. You can't compare that to any... booty jokes or the fucking Transformers, because it's a different medium. Like those things, that doesn't even hold any water.
Okay, but the thing is, it's like, you're Clerks because you're talking about fucking, you're talking about essentially two different directors, two different visions. But I'm comparing the same director, and it's like, there is obviously differences in media between Transformers and fucking Bad Boys. I'm not nuts, but that childish level of humor of like sexual parts and sex jokes is going to be there. So it's like, in fucking Bad Boys 3, I bet there's going to be some fucking stupid-ass sex joke that stops the fucking movie, because that's what Michael Bay does.
I know, and if it stops a certain movie that is made for that joke to stop it, then it's fine. It's a joke.
No, it's not, because I saw it. The fucking that shit was awful in Bad Boys 2. Just like it was awful in the Transformers movies.
It goes down to like if I was making and Baby Motion, thank you. He's like we're comparing turds to fucking turds
Yeah,
here.
Roland Emmerich and Michael Bay are turds. You got it right.
True, but it's just like I don't know, man. Like if you look at Independence Day and look at everything that it created, it's nothing like 10,000 BC. People have to make the movie within what they're given. It's a job. It's not just like when movie makers do their movies, they don't just sit in a room and they just start creating in the computer. Oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. No, like it's a business. So it's like, you know, you can't say. And that's another thing too that we were talking. It's like, oh well, he doesn't draw at all. It's like, motherfucker, there is a whole generation of people. Like people that are like maybe like 5 years older than me, they all remember the glory days of these fucking movies, and it's Roland Emmerich. Like he was the first one to do the crazy shit with the fucking spaceship blowing up the White House. That fucking made everyone go crazy. That was on the side of city buses all across New York. It was fucking huge. It was massive. Like,
but Nick, it's not 1998 anymore, where that would have been relevant. Because you said if you're saying what you're so people remember, grew up with it. The sequel would have done better, but it didn't. That sequel should have made Marvel money. That sequel should have made a fucking ton of money. But everyone hated it, just like Pacific Rim 2. That movie almost made the same amount of money because I'm screaming that those are the same fucking movie.
We will agree to disagree because there's no way I'm going to get that through. And you know, in your defense, there's no way that what you're saying, the rightness of what you might be correct on, there's no way it's going to get through my dumbass head. So it's just like, we're both just as standstill there.
And that's why I'm standing firm that the fucking, Battlefield Midway or Battleship Midway. I'm gonna be fucking calling it right now because fuck you. That's what the fucking movie is. This movie is going to bomb. It has a budget of $100 million, and I'll be surprised if it makes past 150.
All right. Well, with that said, y'all, we're gonna get the fuck out of here because it's been way long, and I am tired.
I actually have something to add there.
What's up?
I really don't.
People.
So you want to do those?
Fuck you!
It's fine. Don't worry. Nick will watch it. Nick will make sure that movie makes
Hey,
sense money.
versus history. Check it out. I'm still working on an episode.
This
Nick's on my ass. He's gonna ride it hard. Gonna ride it all day. I'm gonna make that sure that episode comes out soon. It's gonna be off of 420 weed culture and update on it how I feel about the whole economics.
I know this is the right site with your shit.
No, if you're at the Little Fire Burning, that is the other great podcast I'm part of called the Illuminati Podcast with Birdman, the great Rufus Wonder. We talk about politics, talk about cultural stuff. We give judgment, we pass judgment, and we guillotine liberals. Alan, take it away.
Okay, so if you're interested in hearing me randomly yell at more bullshit and possibly cuts out Roland Emmerich tomorrow, go to oneofus.net. Basically, that's where we're posting all sorts of stuff. There's a few things that I've been a part of that's on there as well. Like the Command, I think, was the most recent thing we did. And a few more things that are coming out in July. Stranger Things Season 3, that's definitely going to be up there. So be sure to check that out. It's oneofus.net and Screener Squad.
By the way, too, I didn't know they did this already. But yeah, Midsummer. I'm very, very curious what Chris Cox and everybody had to say about this. Very much want to see it. Fuck Spider-Man and all that bullshit. I want to see Midsummer. Like, that's going to be cool as fuck, man. So yeah. With that said, Jet, where they can find you?
Now you can find me on Facebook. You guys can send me friend requests or whatever the fuck. Just, whatever.
Let's do you.
Really quick too. I'm looking over here, and Sebastian says, "I have a suggestion for the after hours for you guys. B movie. You're welcome." No, because Alan will talk more.
We're not doing that like last time because we gotta get to the opening without you guys doing B puns the whole fucking time.
Yeah. He's gonna. I got a headache.
I've been drinking water this whole time. I'm good.
I literally have a headache. Holy fuck. I don't even mean that as an insult, but you talk a lot. People, we're getting the fuck out of here. So with that said, Ganja, tap the chat.
Midway's gonna bomb just like all those battleships.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it does. I can't wait for you to be crying to that movie.
By the way, at the Child's Play thing, I typoed. Honestly, I knew.
You typoed with your voice?
Shit. I didn't think about that.
Doo-doo brown. Doo-doo brown.
The after hours are with your mic.
Oh yeah, after hours, people come hang out. We're doing that next. MCA Rabbit. or rab.it. MCA.
I thought we canceled that.
To the window.
To the
To the
wall.
wall. To the wall. To the sweat drop down my balls. Down.
That's a good way to sum up